Alright guys, thank you for checking in with Stormtopia.com and the Stormtopia.com Facebook page. We're going to have an update right now on the massive Midwestern. Really a huge storm right now affecting not only the central part of our nation, but really every nook and cranny of North America in some way or another. Or at least it will in the longer term. Now what's happening here is, here's the current surface map. I think we can tell where the low pressure center is, right? Major 955 millibar low right now over southern Ontario into the upper Midwest. Now what's happening is here, we have warm air to it to the east, cooler air in Canada. It's strong, so it brought that cooler air down, but now with that cold front moving through, it's colliding with that warmer air, and I'm making a mess of the screen, that I know. So that is why we do have a severe weather outbreak going on right now through the Ohio Valley. But that is not the only threat. Along with a very strong storm, with a major low here, we do have a major high pressure ridge over in here. So between those two, we have a very strong pressure gradient with strong winds coming through this entire area, which is another threat. With those strong winds coming out of Canada between these two centers, we also have cold air being drawn in between the two, and that is setting the stage for a snowfall event for the upper Midwest. We're going to get to the effects of all of these in just a little bit, but first I want to take a look right now at a very cool graphic actually first we want to take a look at the radar. Here's a current radar analysis over the United States showing a major severe weather outbreak going on through the Ohio Valley. We've had 10 tornadoes confirmed today, still multiple tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. We've got much cooler air coming behind the storm. You notice the radar is dead right now across most of the central nation. That's with the much cooler stellar air behind the system. Rain hasn't been a big problem, but snow eventually will become one. Let's do one last little thing on the severe weather threat right now. We got moderate risk from eastern Michigan, including Detroit, all the way down through the Ohio Valley into the Mid-South, including a high risk of severe storms for Ohio and central, what is this? Oh yeah, Kentucky. But check a look at this wind threat. Unbelievable, guys. Because of that cold front blowing motion that we're seeing today, with the massive change in weather, we're seeing that perfect setup for a derecho. We did not have a derecho, even though when you look at the radar, along with 5 tornado watches, it's clearly in a giant squall line form. We do have a 60% risk of wind from the SPC today. Really unbelievable. I never remember ever in my life seeing a 60% risk. This is one of the coolest maps available right now under the sun, showing you the past 24 hours of temperature. You can see how the temperature has been rapidly going down across the plains into the Midwest. You see how it's been going up today, well, duh, because of daytime heating, but what's really interesting here is you can actually track where the temperatures are falling, because that's the act of this cold front coming through. Right now you're tracking it to about Columbus, all the way down on towards Birmingham, and this is the areas that we do have ahead of this is where we have the purple. That's where we actually got a severe weather threat, and then behind it we got mild air behind the cold front, behind that chilly air, and eventually chilly air will replace the mild air, and eventually we do have cold air, hard cold air across Canada, which is heading southeast along with the movement of airflow here between these two centers, low and high. I know those aren't exactly coordinated, but whatever. And what's going to happen here is it makes sense that eventually as this replaces this, this replaces this, and this replaces this, that when this replaces this and cold air replaces mild air, we're going to see cold enough to snow across the upper plains, and that's what's going to happen as we go through time. Now, before we get to the snow threat, which I just kind of started you guys off on, I do want to take a look at what happens here with the NAM model, just to sort of show you what's going on. You can see by the time we get out to late tonight, the severe weather threat is winding down, but it is still existent for the southern Appalachians from places like eastern West Virginia back down into eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, even the Mid-South. Again, we can see that the NAM's trying to tell us that there is a kind of cold front line also in the southeast. Then as we go through time, that threat fades big time into Wednesday morning. But we're continuing to see cooler air being drawn out of Canada, and enough for snow and rain mix for a lot of the Midwestern United States. The NAM model wants to bring the snow potential all the way back into Duluth here, as you can see. I think there's a good chance of that happening, but in terms of snow accumulation, you can see this great graphic done by a reliable source, the Hydrometeorological Prediction Center, showing us where the potential for 4 inches of snow would be. The blue is 10, the green is about 40, and then the red is 70% or more. You can see how a lot of areas have a good 50-40% chance of snowfall here of significant. That's a solid 4 or 5 inches across a lot of eastern and central North Dakota, even back into Minnesota, especially northwest Minnesota, and even a light snow dusting is possible through this area. And so it's pretty interesting. Really an interesting day. I know I haven't discussed the winds here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you links. What you can do is you can actually check in with your local National Weather Service forecasting agency, which maybe not local for you, but say you go check in with the National Weather Service, so just search NWS Fargo on Google. You'll be able to find storm reports on the website, and I'll link you up to those below this video on stormtopia.com. So stay tuned to our website. Hope you have a great day, and stay safe out there, guys. Please spread the word, and have a great day.